We are still kept going. I will call the sister for Oyiti. Middo Pagan Amum. Middo Pagan Amum. And after Middo, also I will call Bumkwat after Middo.
Oyiti Nyibil Amum, Amum Wokit, Nikwe, Pejed Wobun. Oyiti comes from a long line of legacy. Thank you for celebrating his legacy with us today. If you look around the room, you'll see that he has lived his legacy. Unfortunately, it was cut shorter than anyone would have anticipated. As a family, we are really moved and touched by the stories that we hear about him from his peers and even as a community. I just want to highlight a couple of things that I hope we can all walk away with today. This is the beginning of a new legacy in the name of Oyiti Nyibil Amum. Yesterday we started a conversation around mental health. It is not a question as to what happened or the unfortunate circumstances to which my cousin passed. You know, when I heard, I did not accept it. I couldn't. And I said to my mom, I said, I have to speak to Uncle Nyibil or I have to hear it from a call because it just couldn't register. It couldn't. It's still registering. First to the young boys. You young men, let me tell you something. Our community says you need to be strong. Our community says you don't need to show emotion. Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be the last day you tell our young men to be strong. To hide their emotions and to suffer in silence. Let this be the last day. Anyone in this room, I'm begging you as a mother, as a father, as a community member, please do not, and I repeat, do not ever tell these young men that their emotions are not validated. If they cannot come to you, where will they go? Statistically speaking, men are more successful at committing suicide than women. Unfortunately, it's not just in our community, but across the globe. So I just want to speak to the men in this room, grown, young, upcoming, whatever age you find yourself in. You do not have to suffer in silence. You do not have to bear the brunt of this society. People always talk about girl empowerment, women empowerment. That's great. I'm all for it. But somewhere along the line, we forgot our young men. As women, we talk to each other. I've seen in our home the procession of mothers, women, supporters coming in, crying together, grieving together. But then when the young men are crying, we say, be strong. Don't scream. Don't show your emotion. Let me ask you, so where is that emotion going to go? Where are they going to put it? Let's stop enabling dysfunction in our young men. Mothers, our sons, your sons, they need us. Ladies, we're so good at speaking to each other and we counsel each other. Men aren't as readily vocal. So I want to take this opportunity. You know, Oyiti, as you've heard, he was there for a lot of people. He was so giving, so strong. The thing that has been choking me, causing me to be restless, is when I think I could have been there in a different way. I shouldn't have assumed everything was okay. It's a very hard realization to deal with. Yesterday we gathered our young people, and thank you so much for coming again here. We did a candlelight service in loving memory of Oyiti, and we started the conversation around mental health. Grieving is not easy. As all of you know, our cousin as well 2 years ago was unfortunately murdered. She was stabbed and she died. She was very close with Oyiti. We also take this moment to remember her. The grief that my cousin was dealing with was unbearable. It was unbearable for him. So young men here, I see a lot of you back there, listen to me. Unfortunately, Oyiti made a decision that has left us all shattered and broken. And you know, today we're going to finish the services, the funeral, but the grieving is, it will be in stages. So young men, listen, I just want to tell you that where we failed you, where we couldn't have told you, hey, listen, like, your emotions are valid and you have a support system. I'm telling you now, be a support system for each other. You young boys, in fact, it's very unfortunate that I get to see a lot of you in these circumstances. But there's been a number of suicides in our community, young people, ages 18 to 25. It's not just this year alone, even last year. First thing I want to say, depression is not an isolated event. It's unexpressed, undealt with emotions you don't know what to do with, you don't know where to put. And when you don't actually have someone to talk to, you can actually go down very wrong paths. Substance abuse, whatever that looks like. It can also go into self-harming and, unfortunately, even suicide. My heart really is for you young men. Today, these are the words I would have loved to say to my cousin, you know. But I thank God that, you know, we still have an opportunity to say it to you guys. Bunkot, wherever you're seated, listen. And also there's a number of you guys that were so close to Oyiti, and I had a conversation with a couple of you yesterday, and I can see that you're struggling. Oyiti didn't know what to do with his grief. Now you're grieving him. Please, please look after yourself. As a family, my uncle Oyiti Amum has made himself available to you guys. And you know what, even as his close friends, when you don't know how to process grieving the loss of Oyiti, please speak to him. Seek him out. It's going to help him heal and process, but also it's going to relieve the weight of the burden that he's been shouldering. The sense of, why couldn't I have been there for my son? He's a mental health specialist. So come to him for support. I don't want to drag on. There's so much that I could say. But I think I want to do one last address to the men in the room, our uncles, our fathers in the room. These guys need you. Honestly, as a society, we need you. We need your voice. We're coming from a war-torn country. A lot of you guys are dealing with traumas we know nothing about as young people. And so you wonder, how come? How come you guys went through the bush? You saw people dying left, right, and center. You struggled tooth and nail to bring your kids into this nation. And then circumstances that you don't even understand, these kids give up on their lives. They give up on themselves. There's a difference in our communities, our societies. You know, older generation, you guys grew up in your own nation. And as Africans, it's a village that raises a child. So you guys, you couldn't talk to your parents about the secrets and the things that you were going on, but you had people that were close enough that could go, hey, you look like you're not eating. What's going on with you? What's on your mind? Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Kids are not going to come and tell their parents what they're up to, whether they're experiencing racism that's overwhelming. It is a real thing. As subtle as it may be, it is difficult. You know, other things, bullying at school, social media, so many different avenues that these kids are putting themselves in or are experiencing and are not able to process. I'll give them a moment. Okay, now can I have your attention again, thanks? Because I don't want you guys to miss this. This could be another life, and then what are we going to do? We're going to gather together and cry and then move on and wait for the next one? No. We really want this to end here. We can't save everybody. But as I was saying to the uncles, the dads in the room, if you find yourself in a position where even you yourself, you're dealing with your own traumas, your own issues, your struggles, assimilating to a different society, etc., whatever it is, you seek wholeness for yourself so that you can be there for your kids. And then mums, watch your words with your children. Watch your words. Stop criticizing them. We know it's coming in love, but stop. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to compare them. It's not okay to put the pressure of your unmet expectations of what you think they should be. Find a new way to communicate your expectations. And you know what? Support them. The comparison that you do of these kids, iriberi perningan, wangan gogani, iribagogini, iribarangin, ugudiger, ikala kanyo, angogogi. Lakin ganyin, all those times you're asking those questions, could ashan response lingi. Kala kanyo, ahayi yeri kobi kob. But kida, dana kedda keod kon. Akut. Really, many pedas support. Pegupin, wada, nyara, angogog. Iuchuga konye dingo. Kulu yomi, uba kunyakal, uba gogani. Ta mena nudi nyole ngani. A pigeon, angogog or gwed. Are you experiencing bullying or gwed? Angogog. Bungon. Ida yer, khalas, piwi kal ko shwaya because you express jamagog piwi, but kida ikat. Moving on. Nya yedong, processing jama poge kumgon. Please, stop it. Stop. So I know these words are not really easy words, even coming from me. Who am I to say these things? But somebody's got to say them. Somebody has to. So finally, sorry for the people that didn't understand in Shilluk. I'm not going to repeat myself. The ladies will express, or whoever will express it. It just felt authentic in the moment. And so finally, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Oyiti Nyibil, Oyiti Wakwal. Man, you made an impact on us. It's not easy seeing you in that box, man. It's not. It's not. We won't forget you. I believe in an afterlife. Who knows if he's listening? If you're listening, we love you. We miss you. We're going to miss you for a long time. We're going to start a conversation. The conversation we couldn't have with you, we're going to continue it. So thank you for coming. Oyiti Nyibil, you came through, you showed up, you did your thing. When I was about to lose my mind, y'all, this picture right here, this was helping me. Look at him, he's so happy. He's so full of life. A life that will not go in vain, it will not be wasted. So I'm just going to allow Pinjok to share some remarks. This is his younger brother, so Pinjok.
When I think back about everything that's happened, the thing I regret the most is the last conversation I had with my brother. The last thing we really spoke about, he told me he was sorry. He said, Pinjok, I'm sorry, I'm not a good enough older brother. And in the moment, I couldn't process it. I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do. So I said, I'll go to him later about it, talk another time. that time never came. That's my biggest regret, and I honestly blame myself for it. I never talked to him about it. I knew what he was going through. I couldn't even say I'm here for you. So my message is for everyone, don't hesitate to say the words you need to be said. The simple words, are you okay, how you doing, could be the words that save someone's life. Thank you.
So the time is running. I will give it to one person more. So to Philip, and as I call Deacon George Poch, behalf on pastors. If the judge is here, Deacon George. And Philip